Right. I have a little something I want to talk about. It's a little something on PTFS, and it's a little something called an update. This happened yesterday, and I think this is one of the smallest updates in PTFS history. Just kidding, it's not. One new island, technically 2.5 new airports, and 19 new gates. Some of which are broken, as far as I am concerned. Well, it's Tokyo! So we're currently above Orenji Island. Orenji because the Orenji Island, sorry. Orenji because the O and the E make the O sound, so never mind. This is the Tokyo International Airport. I say recently, about yesterday was added to PTFS on the 28th in the evening while I was being rickrolled on a pantomime. And I've got one thing I just want to get off my mind. Actually, technically two things. One, the amount of time it takes to taxi from runway 20 to the gates. They're about as far apart from each other as you can get. And Cooper, on Discord, said it took him 7 minutes just to taxi from the gates to the runway. 7 minutes. And the other thing, so many taxiways. Why are there so many taxiways? Like, half of them are not even needed. But now we're gonna overfly the airport. As you can see, there is that very famous artificial runway there. As you can see, I believe this is either the 70s and 80s version of the airport or the 80s and 90s version of the airport. But as you can see, there's an extended runway going over the ocean. And then there is apparently a 4,000-foot runway, which I do not believe at all, because that does not look and does not feel like a 4,800-foot runway. This more feels like a 4,800-foot runway. But anyway, a new longest runway in the game, a new biggest airport in the game, a new smallest runway in the game that is paved. What I mean by that is with concrete or asphalt, sorry, I just said it, but anything like that. And what I think is the shortest amount of time inter-island flight. Now, the Tokyo International Airport, one artificial runway, which is runway 38 and 20, or 20 runway 2. And on this side of the airport, there is this runway, which I have no clue what the runway numbers are, and a whole slew of gates, 17 to be exact, plus I believe 5 cargo gates, and 2 helipads, 3 helipads, and let's count gates, 1, 2, 3, do they have the names on top? No they don't, okay, that's just me. I thought these 3 little stripes meant their gate number. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 gates. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, if we can count those. 23 new gates, cargo stands, helicopter pads, and 2 planes who are pushing back in sync. Lovely, lovely. And the runways got very, very big, I honestly forgot what those are called. But yeah, they probably could have extended the runway a little bit. On the chart it says it's 4,000 feet long. I don't believe that. I think that runway is more 4,000 feet long than this one. But, oh, that was ruined. And a very interesting design going on down there. A very, very interesting design going on with the terminal, which I do kind of want to see. I do kind of want to see. And I think everyone else does as well. So I'm going to do something kind of illegal. And kind of crash with play. Oh, hang on a minute, no. Alright, first of all, we're going to get the new badge. There's two new badges. There is John Xena, or however you say it. And there's also Stunt Pilot 8, which is essentially fly into that big bridge there. So I'll do that, and I'll land on the taxiway, which is a very legal thing to do. But I've got to do it, just so I can be quick. And then I'll show you the 2.5, actually, that's 1/2 of the airports, because you need to pay to be able to spawn there. So that's the half airport, and I have got an airport close to heart with me and a lot of people to show you, and the fuel is going out quick. But yeah, the next airport we're going to be visiting is very close to me. I value it a lot. Get under the bridge and up. Ah, damn it. Right, Stunt Pilot 8. Right, let's go. Yeah, right. Sorry, KLM. Don't fire me. I don't want to be fired. Yeah, right. Let's land and let's have a look at the design of the airport, because I think it's very interesting. Because I saw something in the middle of the airport that I'm quite interested in. I have no clue what it is, and I really want to see it. Because I've genuinely never been at the gates or inside the terminal at this airport. Like, this is my second time coming here. First time was just to land and take off twice. This time I'm actually going inside. So I've genuinely no clue what's inside. So I'm going to be finding out for the first time as well. You guys probably not for the first time though. Right. Okay. Very nice. As you can see, little overhang there coming off with the very nice curve shape with the Tokyo International Airport just above it. And that interesting thing over there. Whatever that is. So I'm going to respawn. Go inside of Tokyo. And I'm going to just quickly have a look at the infrastructure on the inside. Right, so as you can see, we have got departure boards, and we've got departure boards, and I think this is probably one of the most detailed airports in the game, by far. Here you've got the check-in desks. You'd stand behind here, check people in. There's 2 of them because it's such a big airport. And through this door you can obviously go onto the ground, down the gate. And apparently these gates were broken. So I presume that means that they couldn't move up or down. Which, presumably, they've now been fixed. There's lights inside the gate as well, or the jetway, which is always fun to see. And seats, which still don't work, but probably way too hard to make them work. I'm not a game developer or designer. As we go down these very sharp angled stairs, the health inspector wouldn't be very happy with this. Gate 3 and 4 check-in desks. As we now... Where is gate 3 and 4? Are those gates 3? Are those really? Are these supposed to be gates 3 and 4? Or you just? Is this for, like, I presume smaller aircraft? And yeah, but right. Now we run. So hang on, we don't run yet. As you can see, I very much like this. Wow. Can you go through that door is my question. No, you cannot. Okay, right. In a lot of airports, you can see this kind of like Y split, if you know what I mean. So you have one section of corridor going down there with trees and slide, which I haven't seen in PTFS yet, actually. I've not seen interior design go this far yet. And then obviously you've got here. So we're going to go down here first, because it's smaller. And we've got the gate 1 check-in, and we've got gate 1 over here. Which is all fine and dandy. You come over here, and now you've got gate 5. Which I can kind of see where they're coming from with that. Okay. Yes, I can actually. I can. Yeah, I was about to say I couldn't. And obviously, in here, if you're waiting, you can look down, see all the other terminals and gates there. I say terminals, all the other gates there. Right. Here's gate 6 with a Scandinavian plane arriving at it. As we now sprint down the corridor, gate 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 30. These just don't end, do they? And then we've got another Y split here. So we've got 2 Y splits. Okay. So we've got 2 Y splits. That's interesting. That's on the other side. Which, yeah, why don't they put more gates on the other side? Maybe it'll crash the game, but I've also got a fun fact to tell you in a second. 14. Okay, I'm having to jump now. 15 and 16 on the left. Probably could have had another gate here. Not entirely sure on that, but 16 gates so far. As we get on the other end of the Y split, gate 17, and unlike Greater Rockford, that is still with a gate. And this just amazes me at how large and how unlaggy it is. Because with how large it is, usually it would lag a lot, although I am on a pretty good computer with the highest graphics you can possibly get. On playing on Roblox. Oh, what's this? Is there a sec? Ooh, oh. Okay, right, the detail on this is just leveled up by 2. I say 2. Don't even talk to me about how much it's leveled up. Right. We've got the entrance here. Now, this is probably the most realistic airport in the game, by far. And I've been playing this for ages. And we've got check-in. You go down the stairs, and you've got the gates there. But what's down here? There's like another entrance? Oh, it loops back around. Okay, cool. You go up, obviously, and then you go right, and you go back into here, and you've got into the gates. And then you've got the 2 big runways. Now, what I want to see is the air traffic control tower, because there's been another change in the ATC tower, which I want you to know about. Because this change, people have been talking about for so long. And it's been so anticipated and probably really hard to do that it just come as a big surprise for me. I was not expecting to see it in this update. And also, just for a little bit of proof. 4,850 feet long. 3,754 foot long. I think what they do is they count blast areas down at the end of the runways as a part of it, rather than just between the 2 white bits. Then this one, fully end-to-end, 3,754 feet. Right, obviously we've got the wind direction. That's fine and all. I think the papers are new. And if we come over here, that's depressing. That is very depressing. I mean, unless, toggle names. Now do you work? Yeah, don't. Cool, yeah. I know an airport where it does work there. And I knew that Tokyo was broken. So, well, at least a little bit. Because obviously everything's got to be broken when you first try it out. We now go to an airport close to my heart and a lot of other people's. We are going to Saba. Saba. I don't know how you say it. Don't know where it is. I think it's somewhere in the... I want to say Pacific, or somewhere near the Caribbean, or the Caribbean, however you want to say it. Check-in, again. Pretty detailed. We've got the ATC tower here. We've got the vehicle spawner. Where, not on this airport, but at another airport. I will show you something else. We've got a little bit of a waiting room. Through these doors you can't go. Through these doors you can go. And you go out here, and you go into essentially where the planes are, and there's almost unlimited gates here, essentially. As I'll toggle names now. But there's pretty much almost unlimited gates here if you think about it like that, because there's no marked gates, so there's technically unlimited gates. Anyway, into the air traffic control tower, which isn't here. You've got to go up this ladder, which is very professional indeed. But as you can see, working radar. Working radar. Here. Oh god. Not in Tokyo, but in Saba, there was working... I forgot the name of it. Not a radio, which I think is what I said. But it's working radar, or LiDAR, or whatever it's using. And it's impressive. Like, the devs have been talking about it for so long. Everyone's been speculating it for so long. Even I've been speculating it for at least a month or two now. And it's come to the game. And then we're going to go to the least impressive one. Because it's a Coast Guard. Orangi Coast Guard. Literally nothing to write home about. Just a copy and paste of the other two. Yeah, literally nothing to say about it. Other than, yeah, it's a Coast Guard station. Nothing much more needs to be said. Now, back to the Tokyo International Airport, because I have one more thing I want to show you. Now, I have no clue what the new things are, so I'm going to have to go look in the update log in a minute, because on Sam's video, which I will link down below, he said there's going to be new airports, and I can't remember what else, plus more. So I wonder if there's anything else that I haven't seen. But first, I also like this design over here. That's cool. What I don't like is this design over here, with this guy flopping around all over the place. Anyway, right, I need to find where the vehicle spawner is. There it is. Or the ground crew station, whatever you want to call it. And they've got a fuel tank here. This is huge! This is huge! Catering truck. New to the game. Now, I've got one thing I want to comment about this. In my opinion, it doesn't look like PTFS. Like, it doesn't look like it in the style of PTFS, if you know what I mean. Because PTFS has got a certain... Orange has got a certain style. PTFS has got a certain style. Oh, you can't spawn multiple there. Okay, cool. Even though it's huge, you're wasting space. But it's not PTFS's style. So, like, they're trying something new, and I like it. Big boy food. And I like it. I like this a lot. Yeah, I think that's going to be a bit of an issue. The getting out of the catering truck. But this is cool. This is just cool. Okay, that's not cool. That is not cool. Get back here. Really? Did they do that? Did they seriously do that? Like, when you get out, do they seriously just turn back and go back here? That's boring as heck. Okay, now I think I'm stuck. Right. Let's try that again. Can you actually do it from the outside, though? Because this thing has got a cool party trick. Yes, you can do it from the outside. Okay, that's a good thing. Right, so with this catering truck, up to the ceiling it goes. Okay, now I got out of it in a weird way that just did that. Right, so you've got to make sure you stop the vehicle entirely before you get out. No, 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 don't get away from me, don't get away from me, don't get away from me. Good boy, no, bad boy, bad boy, bad boy, get back, get back. Okay, at least you've gone into the wall. Right, I've got to make sure I get into the right as well, that's one thing I was really confused about. Obviously, this is new. Right, so I'm going to put it all the way down, just so I can show you guys what it looks like from the top of it. And if we go over here to the side and lift it up, it goes up with me. So essentially what you could do with this is this could be kind of exploited in a way. So you can use this as a kind of ladder, if you know what I mean, to get on top of places, which is quite cool. I like that. And can you go inside? No, you cannot. And that's kind of ruined it for me. But that is fine. I'm not expecting to get inside of it, but it would have been a cool addition to the party truck. But I like the look of this, just like this, and they could use this design of truck for a lot of things. Like they could use this design of truck to redo the fuel truck. I don't need the follow me truck or any redoing. Redo the fire truck almost. Just put a fire livery on this and replace this with a hose. This design could be used for lots of things, and I think it'll be a key addition in the future of PTFS. And I think this design, but like a more squashed version, if you know what I mean, could also be used for a pushback truck, which we really need in this game, but we're not getting. So I'm going to reset now, and I'm going to have a look at the update log, because I want to see what else is new in this. So they added RNG, added 2 new airports, added the catering truck, added a new helicopter control system, which I was going to talk about actually. They've updated the oil rig helipad. Now that's something I didn't know about. I knew they removed snow, but I didn't want to point that out because I thought it was too obvious. And they fixed some bugs. Winter's arrivals will be reverted on February the 1st. Well, January the 29th. Yeah, congratulations on that one. But I think what they should do with the snow is that there should be an option here with snow enabled. And then you could turn that to be true or false. So if you want it to be snow, then it enables snow. But if you don't want there to be snow, then don't enable snow. So let's go to the oil rig helipad, and let's have a look what's going on there. Because they said they updated it, and I love this, by the way. I didn't want to show this off, just because it's, yeah. So right, what has been updated? I think the stairs might have been updated. Or the helipad design, maybe? Something does look a little bit different, I must say. Let's get the Jayhawk out, because I do like the Jayhawk. It's a nice helicopter. That is not a Jayhawk. Anyway. So they've updated that, obviously. And now, for the I've just realised what I've done. I am so dumb. Right, well, we're going to go to Tokyo for this one. And if I'm being honest, I wish you could choose your spawn location. That'd be a cool thing to do. So you click Tokyo International Airport. Where do you want to spawn? Gates 1 to 17. Helipad 1 to 3. And then cargo stand 1 to 5. And also something I wish you could do at the cargo stand is actually be able to spawn planes there, because that's not something we're able to do with that. And it kind of ruins the purpose of the cargo stand if you can't spawn a cargo plane there. But anyway, let's spawn in the Jayhawk, because I like the Jayhawk and I like the design of it. And yes, I had to buy the Game Pass recently, don't ask. The helicopter thing has been redesigned. So it used to be that when you turned the engine on, essentially, it would just go flying. So it would go whee up into the sky. Now, you need 50% throttle for it to be able to genuinely fly. So if you're on 50%, 52%, and it goes wee. Bye-bye. Right, now, something else that they've redesigned. How the acceleration system works. Right, so, because of something that I'm not familiar with, essentially, if you look at the altitude, we're now decreasing in altitude when we pitch forwards, which makes sense, I think because of angular momentum or something like that. But Sam said something else, which I'm not going to bother going into because I don't know anything about it. So now, if you want to go forwards but not lose any altitude, you have to angle forwards, and you have to hold W to speed up. Which still makes you lose altitude, I know, but I mean, it is what it is. You've just got to find the right balance, I think it is. If you know what I mean. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Skyhook, if I'm being honest. I missed out on this update when it came out, so I never bought it until like a month ago. Now, as to Mr. John Exena. If he were to be anywhere, I would think he'd be somewhere here in these rocks, just because it seems like a really good place to hide him. And please do quote me on that, so when people first find it, and if it's somewhere in the rocks, then just know that I said it already. But it probably won't be, but that's a pretty good hiding location for a badge. Or in one of these rocks, these kind of cluster of rocks. Now, I wanna share something with you. One of my new favourite flights in this will be probably a Twin Otter or a Q400 to all the special airports. And if you don't know what I mean this. We go from Barra, which is a beach, to Lukla, which is the most dangerous airport in the world, to Saba, which has the smallest runway in the world. Perth technically counts as a special airport, because it's got intersecting runways. And Tokyo also technically counts as a special airport, because A, you have to taxi over a bridge, so if you fall off, you're dead, to get to the runway. And the runway is also over the sea, not connected to the airport in any way, bar from a bridge. So yes, Tokyo also counts as a special airport, but it's an international airport, so not really allowed to fly within the Twin Otter. And I want to point out two other things. One, the design, I've zoomed in too far on the map. If we would please focus our attentions on the map, you can see it looks a bit like Japan, but in reverse. You see this one's kind of curved to the right, Japan's curved to the left. And also doesn't have this little island thingy down here. Something I do want to say that I'm disappointed in this update is that they have such a big island and they've not done much with it. I'm not saying it was a bit of a rush. I'm saying that it looks like they spent bloody ages on this. Like 2 months, 3, 4 tops on this airport alone. Saba probably took like a week, but that's excusable since it's Saba. But it looks like it took forever to make, and it's an amazing airport. But I think in the future, what they definitely could do is they should add more things to this island, like another airport or two. Because there's tons of space for it. Or like some more Easter eggs just hidden somewhere on the map, like Orange's shack. Sam had a shack on Greater Rockford Island, so on the second largest, and probably the longest, I want to say, island in the game, you should definitely have an Orange shack. And that should also be a new badge. And oh, what's this actually? There's a little dome thingy down here. Which I'm decently intrigued in, to see if you can actually get in. But if you can, looks like it'll be an Easter egg place. And if it's not, I've disappointed both myself and you. Right, get out. Question 1. Can I get in? No, it's just a dome. I have disappointed myself. And I now have emotional damage. I really like this new helicopter mechanic system. Well, I don't like how you can't zoom in and out with it. Because when I press O and I, it doesn't do anything. But, I think I'm flying the wrong way, genuinely, though. But if I go to that little, very long island down the bottom, I feel like they've not done anything with it at all. Like, with such a long, flat island, come on, at least put one runway. One airport. Just come on. At least one airport. Because you've got so much space on that island. I don't want to say it's little, because it's almost as long as the actual island itself. And, but they've missed out on a huge opportunity to put another airport there. I'm not saying a big international airport, but I'm saying one like Melor. Like a medium-sized airport like that, because you want to make a good island, you want to make a big airport, you want to make a tiny airport, you want to make like a medium-sized airport just like in the middle. And then you've really capitalised on that opportunity. And I thought those docks could definitely have another, like a Easter egg kind of thing in there, or like a badge. This city, I feel like they've missed out on hugely. Right, one complaint. This is Tokyo. It should be cities everywhere, not just little villages and stuff. There should be buildings as about as tall as that bridge over there. And secondly, where in the world is this island just next to it? Because I'm looking for it. And thirdly, where is Saba? like, where is it? Because if I'm being honest, I don't really know where it is on the island. Oh, crikey, is that me down there? Oh, it probably is. Yeah, that is me. Right. That isn't really Tokyo. More like a village kind of thing. Secondly, what in the world is this? Like, what is this? It needs to be day. Like, if day and night could be false, I would choose that for videos. Just because it was so helpful. And I'm sorry if this is long, but there's a huge update. And a huge update deserves a huge video. Forget me if I'm wrong, but it truly does. This looks to be decently nothing. I mean, unless it's like a castle of some sort. Or just like a huge mount of just brick and stuff, then okay. It looks like Saba's actually over there. They're at the very tip of the island, but I'm not entirely sure on that. I probably genuinely look, to be fair. But you can't really see Saba's name. And you'd have to go looking for it big time. Although, judging by the cluster of people up at the top of the island, Saba's there. Alright, and that's a lighthouse. Alright, I'm useless. Okay, that is the full update. So I'm just going to hit the key points here. 1, really nice airport, Tokyo International. Love it. Could have done a little bit more with, just good island in general. I like it. Don't like how long it is to taxi, though, because it takes 7 minutes, apparently, to taxi to runway 20, which I can see why. I can really see why. Because you've got to do, if you're, let's say, at the furthest gate, you've got to go round, you've got to go down, all the way up. And you're in the air after 15 minutes, and it's just forever. We need a more direct taxi route, like cross over the runway and go there, but that's probably not realistic enough. Probably, in real life, there'll be a huge amount of money to build. Right, RNG Island missed out on a lot of things. It had huge potential, and I feel they've just fallen short of the mark. Definitely could have added some more stuff to here, spruced it up a little bit. Saba, lovely airport. They've hit it, bang, more than just the mark. They've gone further than I thought I ever would. I think Saba's one of the most requested airports on the PTC. So I think the fact that they've got this in the game will definitely reduce the developer's stress level a little bit. And I think it'll be another airport that everyone will be doing challenges at. Right, just a message to all YouTubers out there. Do not do a single landing challenge at Saba, okay? You're not going to be able to land the A380 there. And please, just note that you don't need to spend every single minute of your miserable life trying to land an A380 there when it's not possible. You can't even land an A320 there. The stopping distance is just too short. You're going to be in the ocean faster than you can say, I'm going to be in the ocean. I want to try and land a Q400 there, though, because that seems possible. I'm not entirely sure on it. And moving on to the Coast Guard station. I think the Coast Guard stations need to be changed a bit, because you can't just copy and paste them over. But with a Coast Guard station that no one's going to use, I can see why you would definitely not bother putting much effort into it. And the new helicopter mechanic was really needed. And I don't think they need to change it much more. I think it's a very welcome addition. And there's Saba. I really like it, if I'm being honest. I like the new helicopter mechanics. As you can see, a fellow helicopter down there. And I think Saba, they've done it perfectly. It's like, where do we put an airport? How about we add a little knob of land on the end of there that looks decently unnatural, and add an airport there? And what the hell? Is that a 747? And are those Blackhawks? Oh, no, they stalled. The only way to actually land here is to stall. You just take that for the truth, because it is the truth. The only way to land here is to stall. I like the radar system on this airport. But what I'm quickly going to do is I'm going to go to Perth and go to Rockford to see if it's also there or if it's just Saba. Because either way, I like it. And then I'm going to end the video off with trying to land a Q400 there. Because I feel like someone needs to do it at some point. Right, let's hit the first one. Bang, nail on the head. Head on the nail, whatever you want to say. So we go jumping over to the tower. And seems like these radars don't work either. And there is someone in the vicinity as well, so they probably should be working. Cool, let's go Perth. And if it's not at Perth, then it's just on the smaller airports. Because Tokyo doesn't have it either. Which I can see why Tokyo wouldn't have it, it's a new airport. And I think Tokyo is definitely a welcome addition to the game. I think it was really needed to keep the game alive. Just put more wood on the fire. And I think something else that needs to be addressed is what I think the developers should be doing moving forward. I want more airports with 2 or more runways. There's only 3 airports with 2 or more runways in this game. And ooh, okay, these radar works. This radar works. And he's like down there. So that's very far away. So yeah, the radar definitely works at Perth. And I think they're doing it on more airports as well. But I think what they should do is there's only 3 airports in the game with 2 or more runways, and that's going to be Greater Rockford. That is Tokyo, and that's Perth. And there's only 4 big international airports. There's Greater Rockford. There is Isolani. There's Perth. And then there's Tokyo. I think there should be a new island below Greater Rockford, because they've really missed out on a huge opportunity below Greater Rockford, because the amount of ocean that's below Greater Rockford is huge, and they've not done anything with that. New island below Greater Rockford in like 6 months' time, right? Really spend a lot of time doing it. Make a big international airport. Whether it's fake or real, I don't care. As long as it got 3 runways or more, I'm fine with it. Yes, 3. ATC 24 is going to go mad over this. All of the ATCs are going to be very confused, especially me, over which runways you should be using. And I think that there should be some more special airports. So, airports with special traits. Like Barra, for example, is a beach. Saba's got the smallest runway in the world. And Perth has got intersecting runways. I think Gibraltar should be one of them, because it's a nice medium-sized airport. Maybe put it on Orange Island, because that's not specifically Japan. So put Gibraltar on Orange Island, I'll be happy. That's another airport on there. Using more space up, more places to land with the A320, plus it has a road going through it that you don't even need to put. You can make that a service road going over the runway. Make it like a fake version of Gibraltar, if you know what I mean. Have the runway, have a road going over it, but make it a service road. And have 2 terminals, so you have one on either side of the runway, with, let's say, like 5 gates. And then taxiways to one of the runways, make a big rock somewhere near it that you have to somehow fly past. And bang, you have essentially a Gibraltar. And that'll be a fun addition to the game. Everyone will be going there for a little bit at least. And honestly, I think I'm going to be really, really excited to play AC24 with it. I think AC24 Tokyo is going to be quite interesting, to say the least. Anyway, that'll be the end of that. And 40 minutes. Big update, big video. Goodbye. Right, so I just finished recording the video. And I went on to Google Translate. And I just need to show you something. As you can see, I've typed in orangey. And it translates to orange. And that's very fun. I like that. Get flying to Orange Island. That's fun. And I like that they've done that. Okay. Okay, cool. So yeah, orangey translated into orangey translated into Japanese means orange, which is fun. I like that. And I think it's a cool addition to the game that was not needed, but is fun. Goodbye.